Live like a savage. Let's guess you're in quarantine. Quarantine, 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 quarantine.
Co-parent this kid together, yeah. We both know that ain't what we want. We just need to treat each other better. I ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere neither. Us breaking up right now ain't gonna be easy. You gon' wonder who she is and what we did. Yeah, yeah. I'm be wondering who he is, how he made you feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go back to square one. Let's go back to square one.
Because your heart's so pure and I am still at the 15 years. Still in love with you because you are everything to me, baby. I love you. Yeah, my best. You're a fresh breath of air in the summertime. The sun.
Poetic soliloquy. I just want to speak my mind. As if that were possible.
What up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Savage Talk with your host, Savage Soliloquy. Mwah. What's up, y'all, man? We have a great show today. I say a great show because actually before I even posted it, I got some flags from Facebook from some Russian company. You know what I'm saying? Out of all companies, I thought that like America was going through this thing with Russia as far as like spies and, you know, treachery and all this. But apparently it's been a Russian company that's been censoring us. Yeah, it's a Russian company censoring us. Let me see if I could, do I got it? Man, forget that, man. I am about to upload this picture, man. I have to, man. To kind of show y'all what's going on, man. Now, the fact it's probably gonna take me too long, but basically, it's a company. I don't even know the name of the company, and they flagged me for Facebook. And Facebook basically was like, we use this company to fact check. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, how are you using a Russian company to fact check American stories? Yes, this ain't even the story we talking about right now, but literally I just got flagged before I just trying to share this before I even said anything on it, before I even published or did anything. I just got flagged. That's horrible, bruh. I literally just got flagged for just like trying to start this podcast. So you know I'm gonna be an asshole. But some of y'all don't think it's real out here, man. They literally bullying people into telling their stories. They're bullying people into sticking to their format. They literally told me they're gonna stop my stuff from being. Well, they basically told me they're stopping my stuff from being seen by certain people. So make sure y'all follow me, man. Like follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow us on whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like we have a website, man. I'll have more on there on the website soon with this, but you know, you can link in with me. You can get on the email list through the website. Bro, it's scary out here. Like I literally didn't even start it, didn't say anything, and I was already getting banned, and my broadcasts are being blocked from getting to people, and they flat out just told me, and they told me in Russian. like it's literally a Russian company that's censoring American stories. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up. Yes, Facebook is using a Russian company. Like I don't even know the name of the company because it's in Russian. Like they not playing, man. They are not playing right now, bro. Like they literally like censoring the hell out of us. So I'm glad that I've joined the censor gang. You know, the truth speakers that, you know, Facebook took enough attention to be like, hey, nigga, you can't be you can't be telling people this stuff. But we gonna do it anyway, man. They just gonna have to ban me. I'm gonna find another platform. Y'all just gotta understand what's going on, man. That they blocking the truth from the masses, like on some real evil villain movie type stuff. Yes, Facebook has become the evil villain of the movies, man. And they just changed their name to Meta. You know, if you haven't heard, Facebook just changed their name to Meta because, you know, everybody exposed Facebook for being spies and, you know, censoring everybody. So they're trying to rebrand to, you know, kind of stay alive, basically, to keep their power. So with Meta, you know, they say this to separate from the social media platform. They're doing some virtual reality, like basically taking Facebook to the next level, like, you know, trying to get people into the virtual world, you know what I'm saying, instead of the real world, which is basically where we're at right now. But they're actually making avatars in the world, kind of like the old game Sims and all this, but it's like linked with Facebook. It's like, but it's your real life. And oh my God, like, man, that's some scary stuff. It might not be scary to you, but like, just watch a couple Terminator movies and all this old. What's the other movie, man? It's this one movie where they link in. It's like a game. It's like a game thing where they link into the game, but it be sucking their brains and everything dry, sucking their bodies dry while they in it, and they outside they looking like a zombie. You know what I'm saying? Looking toe up. But inside the game, they luxurious and beautiful and all this. Just it's pretty much where we headed. Biden at it again. This is why I got flagged, because I put Biden name in it. You know, I've been talking a lot about the jab and the cocoa, and they've been flagging everything. So I'm gonna stop talking about that for a minute. We're gonna use our code words because they trying to block and censor anybody's opinion or anybody else's facts or truth seeking or research or anything. So it is what it is. Biden signs hate bill for Asians, but ignores black hate crimes. That ain't even where I'm. Now, first off, let's get to the headline. Biden plans to give $450,000 per person for, you know what I'm saying, the immigrants that were, you know, basically getting here illegally. Illegal or legal, that's I don't even dibble in that, but according to the law, you know what I'm saying, they were illegal immigrants. And this was like, he's basically like trying to target, but you can't target, like, it's going to be, man, this is craziness. He's basically trying to target, like, you know, when Trump basically stopped letting people in America, like they basically put like a ban on the borders, you know, and it was a little thing for like 2 weeks, for a couple weeks. It was in the news way longer than that, but there was a thing in there where the people got detained, you know, basically trying to cross the border and all that. And they were separated from their families. They basically, like, you know, they were putting the adults in adult prison, and like in adult, it wasn't even prison. Like, they were putting adults in adult facilities. They separated the kids and put them in other facilities. And, you know, a video of it got out, and it was just like, you know, they showed the kids crying and all that. And, you know, it was pretty bad, like pretty bad visual, you know, and it made news, and everybody, you know, was looking at Trump crazy about it. You know, whether they was right or wrong about it, like you really can't put that on one president. That's what they've been doing for a long time. So it's like he's about to give them 450,000 per person. Meanwhile, he's cut funds for the HBCU. They're cutting funding for the HBCU. A lot of other local stuff. You got the SBA loans that are targeted for, low income communities. That there's only a small amount, around 10% of this has been distributed, while a greater percentage has been distributed in all the other programs. But this program for the low-income communities just appears to have got a little snag in it to where nobody can get this money. Only 10% of it. Was it 30 billion? Only 3.8 billion has been given out. The numbers might be a little different right now, but that's horrible. But you're giving $500,000, and basically they break it down like most of the families was a parent and a child. It basically was two people in these families, a parent and a child, because them getting over the border, it was hard for a lot of these people to bring the whole family, so they had to go by units, to make it easier to travel. But so they're saying they're going to give the parent and the children 450,000 each. That means like a two family, two-person family. That's almost $1 million. Could you imagine getting that? Could you imagine like the government just dropping that on you? Bah! Hey, here go $500,000. Here go $1 million. Man, your life gonna be changed. Like your life gonna be so different. And the thing is, he hasn't given that to anybody here. The closest thing here, like they did the Asian hate bill, which I still have issues with that. I'll always have issues with that because that was almost a spit in the face to the black community. Like we've been fighting since slavery to get a hate bill against, for black hate crimes, which is the number one hate crime in the world is black hate crime. People doing hate crimes against the black community. That's the number one hate crime on the planet. Try to debate me. History gonna kick your ass. And we still haven't got a hate bill passed towards, racism. Racism against the black community, which is the formation of racism, which is the biggest racism on the planet. American racism, there's nowhere on the planet, there's no system on the planet that compares to it. Nothing. Not apartheid. And it's some brutal shit going on in the world. But none of it compares to American racism. American racism, just the span of it, just the length of it, how long it's been going on, and the fact that it's prominent in our politics right now. It basically was a business deal. It was a business deal with the Asian community. And the funny thing is that they were trying to say that it was like the black community that was bullying on the Asian community, which, they literally just made that up. Like, now there may be individuals in different places that may be getting into it with a black person or something, but the black community, like many times the black community and the Chinese and like the Asian community don't even interact. Like most times our interactions are, most of the Asian community are the ones in our corner stores. Getting all the money in the black communities. Shit, we giving them all our money. If that's hate, then shit, hate me. Shoot, hate me. Give me all your hate so I can be rich as hell. But they use black people as a mascot to, you know what I'm saying, for this bill. After Biden used black people as a mascot to get elected, he basically used black people to get elected as a mascot to get elected. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't black, you don't vote for me. This is the stuff they flagging me for, like I'm lying or something. Like he didn't say that. Like Biden didn't say if you don't vote for me, you not black. They saying I'm lying when I'm saying Biden wasn't one of the number one people that signed the crime bill in 1994 that led to more black people being arrested than any time in history. That made the prison complex surpass slavery. Like the numbers have surpassed slavery. Prison numbers have surpassed slavery. And that's heavily due to Joe Biden, President Joe Biden. And they get fact check that. That's not me just saying that, man. That's how he became president. That was his claim to fame. Mass incarceration. He was doing it before the 1994 crime bill. He was just part of that with Bill Clinton and all the other, you know what I'm saying, recent, you know what I'm saying, political folks that they've been throwing at us, like that been pandering to black people, you know what I'm saying, Hillary Clinton playing dominoes and stuff, and they wearing kente cloths and all this to pander to black people after they locked your children up, locked your fathers up, your uncles up, your sisters, brothers, locked them up for years. Now they pandering to you to get elected. This ain't me talk. This ain't got nothing to do. Like, I'm passionate about it, but these are not my words. These are not my facts. And they want to fact check me. They want to put the little signs under my stuff that say I'm bringing false information. Fact check me. Fact check those. That's not easy. That's not hard to find. Biden's resume is not hard to look up. You know what I'm saying? He is a major part of creating the new Jim Crow. If you don't know what Jim Crow is, it was a set of laws back in the day that, you know, people could treat black people different than they could treat white people. We all know the faucets, you know, the colored faucets, the for white only faucets. You had to sit on certain parts of the bus, all that, them all part of Jim Crow laws. And Joe Biden helped create the new part of Jim Crow, which was sending a black kid, giving them 25 years for having like $100 worth of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Violent crimes with black people, domestic violence, people getting multiple years, 10, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that got life in prison for weed. And now they're making money off of it. Now it's legal. They're making money off of it. You know what I'm saying? He's a major part of that. And now you want to give 450, 100,000 to illegal immigrants that were so-called affected by the Trump administration. But nothing for the black community that was affected by the American administration. You know what I'm saying? Since slavery to Jim Crow to the civil rights movement to the black empowerment movement of the 70s, you know what I'm saying, to the drug war of the 80s and the 90s, to mass incarceration of now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we never got reparations for that, never got anything for it. And to give $500,000 for every person involved in this two-week thing. This thing lasted for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And they're getting $500,000. Like, we've been going through it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And they ain't got a penny. He just cut funding for the HBCUs. But now you see it's going viral that the conditions in some of these HBCUs, you know what I'm saying, predominantly Howard University, you know, oh man, the conditions there are sickening. Roaches, bed bugs, all types of stuff, just faucets with brown water, the eye cleaning stations in the lab shooting out brown water, just horrible. I've been to Howard University. it was crazy how I went through. We went through the hood to kind of get there. And yeah, the conditions there are bad, but he just cut funding to it, and he's giving it to this Asian hate crime bill, which proved to me that there's Asian hate going on, and I'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like who they defining as Asians, because mainly who they're defining as Asians, which Asia is a large continent. You know what I'm saying? But we know who they putting in the prominent spotlight is basically, you know what I'm saying, the Chinese, the Indians. You know what I'm saying? I would even say the Japanese, but like the Japanese aren't even. You don't really hear much about the Japanese. Here. You don't hear much about any Asian groups except for Indian, you know what I'm saying, and Chinese here. Because those, and there's a reason for that. Because those are the ones in power. I'm not just saying this. I'm bringing facts with you. You go to any college campus and look at the names on the buildings. Look at the name on the buildings. And I guarantee a lot of them names are gonna be, you know what I'm saying, Indian. Like a lot of you'll get Indian and you'll get like Jewish on college universities. Just research the finances in China. How advanced they are in technology, and like how they keep in contact with their people, like what most people do, like like as black people, we kind of like Black Americans, we sort of the only people as a whole that don't like really got a nation to reach back on. You know what I'm saying? We are what we are here, but it's like we kind of disjointed, and it's kind of hard to function like that. We got individuals that's been working hard to connect that gap. Back to Africa, and and we got like we do need to connect back with Africa, but we also need to like connect back with the origins of here, because like I've said many times before, our people been here. Our people been here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't bring all them people over here on ships. Like they didn't have that technology to bring them millions and millions and millions and millions of people on ships. Like don't let them lie to you like that. Like a lot of them ships got lost at sea. Like a big amount of them mugs got lost out in the ocean. Like their technology was not that raw to get that many people over here. And if you look at some of the first artwork from the Americas, they're all like dark-skinned people. Like you know what I'm saying? I won't even say copper. I would say dark, like Wesley Snipes dark. So yeah, it's conversation to be had about that. But back to the story. Biden giving illegal immigrants $450,000 in reparations. The funny thing about this is that the prison encampment that they're talking about is sort of a product from mass incarceration, which was in part built by Joe Biden and the Clintons and plenty Republicans and Democrats. Like, we ain't gonna make this just like a jab at the Democrats. We're making this a jab at like our politicians and our politics. Yeah. The Democrats were a major part of creating those prison camps for immigrants. And now you want to give them $500,000, like, and the thing is, they're finessing it. He's finessing it to where like it's a countermeasure to one of the Trump administration's acts. But this isn't a Trump administration act. It happened during the Trump administration, but like I said, Biden and the Clintons were a major part of building that complex. That complex wouldn't even exist if they weren't signing them the crime bill in 1994. If Biden wasn't working on putting us sons of bitches in jail. That's a quote. You know what I'm saying? Throw them sons of bitches, lock them sons of bitches up. That's what he said about us. You know what I'm saying? About about the black youth. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't know if y'all hear me though, man. Somebody comment something, man. Don't just have me out here talking, man. Like y'all talk to me, man. Am I wrong, man? Somebody check me check on me. You know what I'm saying? Man, like yeah, he helped create that. He helped create the condition that now he's trying to put a band-aid on with 500,000. Let's see in comparison for somebody who they get reparations. I think it's military. I might be wrong, y'all. But I think military, like if you pass away, they get like your people like 100,000. I'm going off memory. It could be 10,000, but I don't think it's 10,000. I'm pretty sure it's like 100,000. But that's in comparison, folks. They took a citizen's family member away that got lost in the war or whatever, you know what I'm saying? However they lost their lives. And they're only getting a fraction of what they're about to give what were considered illegal immigrants. That just don't seem right to me. For some people that were separated from their people for maybe a couple weeks, I think at most it was like a month, which is bad being separated from people from a month. But if you're doing some illegal shit, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to be ready for the consequences, even if the legal shit ain't right. You just can't walk over the border and shit. You can't do that over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? People do it all the time, but you know what I'm saying? You can't, like, it ain't that sweet just to walk over the border. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got shit in play as far as the legal side, whether it's right or wrong is a whole nother level, but they shoot and beat motherfuckers with whips and shit. Y'all seen what they did to the Haitians? They beat the Haitians with whips and all that on horseback. Told them to get gone, ain't gave them nothing, ain't helped them at all. But you know what I'm saying? Because you still got this thing with the Trump administration, because it was an easy way to control people. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna get these people that the Trump administration put in these immigration camps that I helped create. I'm gonna get these people $450,000 each, man, women, and child. like I'm about to give all of them, but you ignore all of these people in Haiti that were trying to get over here. Like, that's why I'm telling you, it's a game, man. They playing a game with us. And it's all politics. They using tragedy to push their politics, because it's like he could have did something a lot more significant as far as immigrants, but you're picking and choosing between immigrants. And it's basically like blacks ain't getting anything and anybody else can get whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come here, you're going to get money, you're going to get fed, you're going to get a job, you're going to get love. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the black people who built this country, you ain't getting shit. Like, he's letting you know right here, all they gave us was a face on a $20 bill and a holiday. More time for black folks to kick it. That's what we get. These illegal immigrants that were separated from their family for 2 weeks are getting $500,000 each, man, women, and child. Well, this is what he's planning. He's planning. He's putting this into a proposal right now, you know what I'm saying, to get these people this money. This is from the New York Times. This is what they flagging me for. They might, at the bottom of my stuff, it might say I'm doing some false information, or when you click on here, but that's what they're talking about. The false information is me quoting the New York Times that he's giving immigrants, these illegal immigrants, $450,000 each. You know what I'm saying? After he just cut HBCU funding, crazy. He just cut the hell out of HBCU funding. Like, man, we out here messed up. Right. Like we got statues of criminals. That shows like where we're at. You know what I'm saying? We still go to our main cities and the main spots. We got people who are the main people who kept people in slavery, and people that were just basically American criminals. And like right now, I feel like this dude Biden is on some criminal shit. Like he's stealing the money from the people, and they're putting all the money into their agenda, into some type of agenda. And it's like they're showing you the agenda. Like, and we seen it from like the Obama administration when they gave citizenship to the illegal immigrants were here. You know what I'm saying? Which was overall good for like people themselves, the people that were going through what they were going through from getting where they came from. But this was basically like people from like Mexico, all that, like Haitians and all that. They still didn't get no love, and like certain people politically couldn't get no love here. So it's all game for real. It's game. Man, he's control that like they're taking all our money. He's cutting the programs. The programs are getting harder to get money from. Everything's ended. Like, so now he's manipulating it to where only certain people can get it. And we say, let's say the agenda is to replace black people with illegals for votes. Pretty much. I agree with that. It's a power thing because people don't know, like a lot of black people here, if we were to like trace our roots back, like we're natives, like far back from here. We're natives, and even the Africans that were here, they were here during the foundation of this, you know what I'm saying, the legal part of this country. Even though they were like they found a way to write them out. Like a lot of people here, a lot of black people and people of color are here are natives of this place, and we're owed land and reparations that they never gave us. And among other things, it's just like when you have so many numbers and you've been here so many years building and building and building and building and building, it's a certain power you have that even if you don't know you have that power. So when a person above you in power doesn't want you to have that power, they fill that power gap with other people. They let other people who easily agree with their agenda, they let them in, and then like you kind of push black people out. So like now black people matters don't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they really never matter here, but now people don't have to listen because it's like, oh, what do you mean? America is the land of the free. They freed the Mexicans. They freed the people from the Middle East. Like, I don't know what y'all black folks talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it becomes a game where it's like it's a hustle game. Like they put this in front of your face so you don't see this going on back here. And they're pushing it in our face so strong. Like it's so strong in our face. It's the TV, everything. Like find a straight masculine, just not giving a fuck black man on any TV show. Like any TV show that like has like some ratings or like, gives prime time or something. Find one. You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. And if you do, it's going to be a little detail that's messed up about him, or you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have a real problem or something. He's gonna be violent, or you know what I'm saying, over sexualized, or you know what I'm saying. It's this image like they got of us, and it's like they pushing black people out the picture after they pander to get their power back. Where does this come from, man? Well, we know where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? It comes from slavery. Like, we went through slavery, built this country, never got reparations. And Joe Biden was one of them pawns and that long trail of them that stemmed from that line of slavery and the slave patrol. And he was one of the last ones biting and fighting for us to just like keep locking people up. And now he, when he got with Barack, he played like he was the nice guy, old Uncle Joe. They played that on us. You know how they do, black people. They play old Uncle Joe or old Cool Bill on the saxophone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that man black. Oh, Bill, the first black president. I know y'all remember that. And black people, we should be completely embarrassed about that shit. Oh yeah, Bill was the first black president just because he played the damn saxophone while he was locking up your parents, brothers, sisters, and everything else. And we just got to this point where like we just trust anything they put out. Oh yeah, you're right on point. He said, I think it comes from trusting the government, and black people have been doomed ever since. I completely agree. And it's like one of my prior broadcasts, we talked about how America stole this propaganda from Germany. You know what I'm saying? After the World War and all that, after they took Hitler out of power, they basically took all the Germany's symbols, their political symbols, their psychology, how they were manipulating their people, and they used it over here to manipulate people. This is all history. Like this isn't anything that's ever been hidden. Like the only way it's hidden now is because people don't read. You know what I'm saying? People forget their history so quick nowadays because we the Twitter, Instagram generation. Like whatever is going viral, that's all it is at that moment. You know what I'm saying? We don't connect it with anything before, but it's all connected. And we can never disconnect it. Like they use Nazi Germany to control us. And when you use the patterns of somebody that's sadistic or so-called sadistic, what they were saying, and you come and do the same thing, what does that make you? You know what I'm saying? And they use that to make us trust them. And I'm gonna be devil's advocate or whatever. Like it's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? Like they hired like the best psychologists on the fucking planet. They hired the best specialists on the planet to use every piece of media, to even use like geography and colors and sounds and smells and everything around you to control you. They use everything around you to control you, to sedate you. And I'm telling you, I'm not bullshitting. Read. You can read Hitler's writings, Mein Kampf. I know a lot of people like, I ain't about to read Hitler's writings, and you know what I'm saying? Read like the methods of the Germans and then compare them to like American history. Like they did the exact same thing. Like, and they just manipulated us so bad. And the thing it comes down to it is like, why did y'all manipulate us this bad? You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part. Because you would think like having people in your country, if you get everybody in your country together, you would have the strongest country on the fucking planet. Like if you just treated all your people right, your people gonna be like, shit, we fighting for this motherfucker. Like us black people, we still be fighting for this fucked up ass country. Like, but but if they were actually to treat their people right, if they were actually to treat Americans right, motherfuckers would be out here strong as hell. Like this would be the strongest country really in all the history. Yes, yeah, you say you want to do some research on, yes, definitely do research on Hitler, because Hitler was basically the foundation of America. You know what I'm saying? Like to where America is right now. If you read his writings and read his methods and like compare them to everything that's going on right now, it's like all you got to do is like change the names, like change Hitler name to Biden or Trump or Clinton. You know what I'm saying? Any of them. Like, and it's like you're gonna be reading what we experience. Like what the fuck? I'm telling you, like that shit is crazy. Like but you know, in college, we had the rawest media history. Well, no, it was media philosophy, man. I had the rawest guy ever, man. And he like, you know, he ain't give a damn. Like, he like, we gonna tell history like it is. And, you know, in film history, like Hitler and the Nazis are a big part of film history. They're basically like the biggest part of film history besides like them using black people, coon characters and all that. Them are the two biggest things that made Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Hitler and the black coon character. But Hitler would use TV, like, you know, their technology was way above ours, but he would use TV to control his people. And that's why his following was so strong. Like, he would put that shit on TV. Next, you know, it's millions of people at the rally. Like, let's go. Like, let's take over the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing they did here as far as like with patriotism. You know what I'm saying? Fight for your country. These colors don't run. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the same stuff Hitler was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were saying the same stuff. Like, back then, like, they were saying that shit, these colors don't run. And, you know what I'm saying? We stand on this flag. And they were doing, it's all the same language, all the same literature. It's just Americanized, you know what I'm saying? Different language for what became a more powerful and more sinister country for real. Because what Hitler did had nothing on slavery. You know what I'm saying? The Holocaust was like 10 years. Slavery went for hundreds of years. Like, and that's not to downplay the Holocaust, but you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years. And the Jewish people have got reparations. The Jewish people have got reparations. They have museums and all this stuff in their honor and pretty much run a lot of financial institutions in America. What did black people get for hundreds and hundreds of years of suffering? Nothing. And that's the point of today. Like, Biden is just like tossing money out to everybody, and it's like it's a spit in our face. It's a spit in the face to black people, because it's like we haven't got anything but a fucking face on a $20 bill that ain't even on a $20 bill yet. And a party. We got a party. Another holiday. Like, niggas don't party enough. I'm sorry, but I gotta keep it real, man. Niggas party too much already. We need to spend money on building wealth and organizations and community. We party too much already. And he just gave us another party. Come on, man. We need to wake up, man. We get a party. These niggas suffer for 2 weeks. These niggas get $500,000. We done suffer for 500-600 years. We get a goddamn party. I don't think people feeling what's going on right now, man. This motherfucker spitting in our face with the hoogie, like, ugh, man, this motherfucker is disrespectful. Are you kidding me? And we still got our people supporting this dude because they so lost in that Democrat Republican shit. This dude has done nothing for our people, man, and he's spitting in our face by giving all the resources to everybody else, cutting the HBCU funding, cutting the funding for, you know what I'm saying, the disaster loans and all that. Even disaster loans that was meant for the poor communities ain't even going out to the poor communities. And now people complain. Now people outside of the poor communities are complaining because they want that money. You know what I'm saying? They trying to sue government, all that, to get that money that was meant for poor people because it's not going anywhere. It's just sitting there. I'm sorry, man. I'll be trying to be unbiased, but this shit is bullshit, man. And our people really need to understand that we are living in some bullshit, man. And we aren't getting anything. American racism, the worst racism on the planet. Worst racism on the planet. You can't compare nobody. Like, everywhere else you go, it's like it's a thing that happened for a few years, or, you know what I'm saying, it's local. You know what I'm saying? Here it's what the nation was formed on. It was formed on racism. It was formed on white people keeping power over black people. You know what I'm saying? And to keep them black people building stuff for free, working for free. And that's the foundation of this nation. You can't put it on anything else. It wasn't based off freedom. And that's another spit in the face, that they say this was the land of liberty and freedom and all that, when this was really the home of slavery and the, you know, the invention of brutalities against humans that, you know what I'm saying, legalized brutalities that, you know, you can't find nowhere else in history. You know what I'm saying? they tend to go back in the days like the Aztecs and all that, and they overplay some of the stuff they was doing, but like they were doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying in American history. Emmett Till. Do we got to bring up some of the our ancestors? Mass incarceration. Lock the sons of bitches up. Lock the SOBs up. That's a quote from Biden. You know what I'm saying? Talking about black youth. In the 80s and 90s, Biden teamed up with segregationist politicians. Politicians that are well-known segregationists, you know what I'm saying, from the South. Most racist motherfuckers you can find and shit. Biden teams up with them and President Bill Clinton to create new laws aimed at black people, similar to the laws in Jim Crow. You know, basically, they could legally give us more time for the same crime that a white person in the suburbs was doing. Like, say they got caught with $100 worth of drugs in a white neighborhood, they probably get a ticket, you know what I'm saying? Whereas in the black neighborhood, you probably got 10 years in jail or more, you know what I'm saying, for $100 worth of drugs. Like, man. So it's like, yeah, mass incarceration is freaking horrible. Like, say, are we mad at the Africans for selling slaves? I think we definitely gotta hold them accountable. I do think like they are actually making attempts to give us reparations over in Africa, like Ghana, Nigeria, many of the countries. They're right now pleading for people in America to come back to Africa, you know what I'm saying? And they're offering like land and all types of stuff, reparations for real, like, and that's good for our people to research too. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm close to that repatriation. I already got a guy connected that can get people over into Africa, but like they've like you won't see it too much over here, but like many of their countries nationally apologized and are pleading for us to come back to Africa so they can make it right. So we definitely gotta open up that line of communication more. And then again, there are some that are dealing with the same stuff we're dealing with. Colonization fucked our heads up. And just like how a lot of black Americans here in America have like a white man, like a European mentality, like, and they kind of are prejudiced against their own people, like that's from the years of colonization. It's the same thing over in Africa, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been over in Africa longer, you know what I'm saying? So they've been colonized in their minds a lot longer than we have been over here in America. But in America, they mastered it. But over there, they've been going through it for longer. So a lot of Africans look at us the same way white people look at us. And, we need to, and I know a lot of Africans that, their views have changed over the years from dealing with different black people, and they see the bullcrap black people really going through, because a lot of them don't think we really going through like the racism we say we going through, and they think that is worse in a lot of spots over there, when I can tell you, like, there's no place worse in racism than America. Like, they can try to boast up local stories about certain places, but as far as the widespread fucked upness of people's mentality and the violence, you know what I'm saying, according to race, there's nowhere on the planet that gets it as much as America. And Africans don't know that, you know what I'm saying? They're not taught that, you know what I'm saying? Many of them learn it once they get here. Many of them think we're just complaining over here because that's what they're getting taught in some of their institutions, which are British institutions. There's a lot of them still getting taught by British institutions, like we're getting, taught by American institutions. And they have the same mentality a lot of us have, but it's towards us, you know what I'm saying? And it's a thing to where, like, we got to kind of be graceful with because them are our brethren, you know what I'm saying? We got to be graceful with them, but you don't have to be graceful with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because some people we got to leave behind and just go with the people that's, you know what I'm saying, building with us. And you know what I'm saying? That's regardless of race, or culture, or ethnicity, you know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker building with you, You know what I'm saying? You honor that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, everybody, but you honor that person for honoring you. You know, yeah, but yeah, I don't think we should be mad at Africans, man. Like I think we gotta hold them accountable historically. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't hide history because you know some of them did sell us, but you know it wasn't as many of them selling us as a lot of us were getting kidnapped and taken through warmongering, and whenever like we getting kidnapped on the trade routes and all that. That was a lot of the slave trade. Like there were some people selling slaves, and a lot of them have made, you know what I'm saying, they made their attempts to reconcile with, you know, Black Americans. A lot of Black Americans don't even know and don't even reach back, but it's there. You can reach out to certain people within Ghana and Nigeria, and you can repatriate over there, and they'll take care of you. And them are actually some of the biggest growing places in the world right now, as far as financially and, you know, the trades that they're getting in, and, you know, they're building fast. So like they're building over in the motherland. So we definitely need to explore that. You know, me, I'm more of a native indigenous guy. That I believe the majority of us were already here. Like I don't believe that they filled this whole nation up with Black people off ships from Europe. Their ships weren't even that good. Like like to keep it 100. Like they weren't just going back and forth like they was that raw. You know what I'm saying? Like they did get a lot of people over here on them ships, but everybody here they didn't get on them ships. Like I grew up with photos of my grandmother in full native garb, you know what I'm saying? Her mother in full native garb, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with that picture on the mantle. Like I know my people always been here, you know, whether somebody tries to argue that or not. Like, no, I know personally my people always been here. And I know personally that, you know, that there's a line of my people that did come from, you know, the African slave trade, you know, but there is a difference. And the reason why we can't tell because they took our history and the fact that it was the same people on both continents. So that's why they blended in and they called them Indians in the first place. I know I'm going back into the old history lessons, but this goes with what's going on right now, you know, because they don't want us to know that we're the natives. Because if you research the term Indian comes from the West Indians, the West Indies, Africa. Africa was the West Indies. Like Africa was the West Indies. So they call Africans Indians. Like many Spaniards and many Europeans, they call Africans Indians. And when they came here, the first thing they said, I see Indians everywhere. There's Indians here. They basically were saying they see Black folks. They see Africans everywhere. That's why he thought he was lost and all this old other stuff. And there's a lot with that story, but they don't want us to know that because that even brings on more reparations, because they did give indigenous people a certain form of reparations. You know, they didn't put them on, gave them casinos and all that, and then put them on reservations and all that. Like I don't know if, I guess I would love that shit if they let them start giving us some Black reservations. Shit, watch how much money and how much crime disappeared from our neighborhoods and how much money we start getting. You know what I'm saying? Get to reverting back to the 30s and the 40s when there wasn't no crime in the Black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff was introduced into the Black neighborhood by people like your president. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a little side note, history lesson. Because, you know, I mean, I done debated with PhDs and all types of stuff about our origins. And a lot of people try to brush it off, but our origins mean a lot here because they gave reparations to the people, the indigenous people here. But they don't consider the Black people indigenous here. They don't consider us anything here. We're not indigenous. We're not immigrants. We don't fall in any of these categories that get support, you know what I'm saying, from the government, that get reparations or get funding, you know what I'm saying, from the government for suffering. We the only ones that don't get it. Like like people can come here and suffer for a couple weeks, and they'll get it in front of us. It's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad. But you know, I think our anger should be at the Europeans and the colonists and this American government that's been tearing us up. Like I think we need to reconnect with the Africans, and I think that's I ain't even gonna go over the rest of the stuff. I think that's where we need to end off, like because you know we always try to end off with some positivity, but that's one of the things I do want to like research our history, man. Like I wouldn't say that you know they got like the little DNA test. They only go so far because it still goes according to their history. Like so they're not going to recognize certain DNA as like African DNA, you know what I'm saying? Like, or black DNA, because, you know, if black people eventually became like the Italians, they're going to say that's Italian DNA. They're not going to be like, oh no, this is some ancient people from Africa. Then go over there like, no, they're going to go off according to the people in Africa right now. But we know throughout history, Africans explored everywhere. You know, there's evidence that Africans were selling the seas like thousands of years before the Europeans even knew what a ship was. You know, before the great ships of the European, the British Navy and all that, years and years and years, hundreds of years before that, you know what I'm saying? Africans were already selling back and forth to the Americas. The Chinese were already selling back and forth to the Americas. There's evidence in our oceans, in our lakes. There's there's more pyramids here in America than there are in Africa. Yes, there's more pyramids of the same fashion in America than there is in Africa. Which, you know what I'm saying? Like some people believe America is actually like really part of the motherland. Like it was basically like it was two major motherlands. It was Africa and then it was America, which some people even go back to the name of America. You know, they give us America Vespucci as the namesake, but there's other research that said that it was named, that it's another translation of the name of Morocco. You know, Morocco, America. You know what I'm saying? It's a name contributed to the Moors. And if you know, the Moors were a group of Africans that explored the world in the early days of civilization. You know, they basically civilized the world. They civilized Europe, Greece, all of that. That's basically going back to the Moor lineage. And if you go through the Moor history, America was named after the Moors, like Morocco was named after the Moors, land of the blacks. So that would mean America is literally named the land of the blacks, which if we go to translations of the name of Egypt, you know, it was named the land of the blacks. This ain't just me just spitting out shit, man. Research everything I said. I promise to God, research everything I said, and you're going to find it. Like that, you know, America is a translation of Morocco, and it means the land of the Moors, land of the blacks, which, you know, is my namesake. My name is Maurice. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was named after the, you know, Moors, black. That should mean black. You know what I'm saying? Shit, my first name mean black too. I don't know what my mama and them was doing, you know, but my name literally means black or dark black. Like, cause Dwayne means black too. For anybody else named Dwayne, you know what I'm saying? Hey. But you know, that's a lot of the part of me researching the etymology of it, you know, the wordplay, you know, of you know, the Moor name. You know, many things were called after the Moors because these were cities or countries or nations that were filled with black people. You didn't have no place called Morocco or Moor without black people in it. And even if like you go to old European history, old Greek history, they've had like a lot of them paintings you see of the white people. Some of them are actually black people that they recast during the Renaissance and all that. They repainted them as white people because black people had power in ancient Europe and ancient, Greece, Rome, and all that. But the Moors, like you go there now, you'll still see like the Black Madonna and all that. You see paintings on like the oldest walls that they have. You'll see paintings of black people. Like you can't escape the Moors. You can't escape black people. You can't escape, that we've been a little bit of everywhere. John Henrik Clark, research John Henrik Clark. He goes over the ice people and the sun people, and it kind of like he breaks it down. He breaks it down real nice about how there were people that didn't have resources, and there were people in an abundance of resources, and over time, them people without resources kind of got a little mean and took the resources from the people with the resources. And we have what we have today, and slavery, all that other crazy stuff. And man, it's a lot to go over, man. I'll probably make our next episode based definitely on that because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I think it was a good conversation. Like I say, we need to be mad at the government, not mad at like we need to hold Africans accountable. We can't be mad at them. They've made their attempt to reconcile. A lot of us just we still think it's nothing but little kids and with running around with AKs and just violence and just jungle and all that. When in reality, their cities are bigger and more beautiful than like your biggest cities in America. Like the cities in America can't compare to the beauty of some of them cities over there, man. The palm trees that go on forever. You know what I'm saying? Like water that goes on forever that's clean and pure, and fuck around and step over a rock and there's a damn piece of gold or some shit. Like just the resources so abundant, you know what I'm saying? But all they give is the little kid starving with the fly on his eye. You know what I'm saying? But when you sitting there thinking like, man, why won't y'all get the fly off his eye? Like, why won't y'all help? Y'all got the cameras and all that shit, man. Help the little dude. Like, man. So I appreciate you, Alicia. You helped make it, man. You helped make it good. You definitely kept us on some good subjects. But yeah, I would say everybody definitely do your research, man. We're going to end on that positive note. Do your research. Research John Henrik Clark. John Henrik Clark, man. He got some great writings. Research Michelle Alexander, The New Jim Crow. Definitely read that book, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. She's a professor from Ohio State. I don't know if she's still in Ohio State or not. I got to go see that, but that's an amazing book that breaks down the crap that Biden and them did, and the ones before them did to us that got us in the messed up situation we are now. I think it helps a lot. Matter of fact, let's give a little quick clip before we go.
That war that was declared on drugs decades ago gave birth to a private prison system, gave birth to the system of mass incarceration. And if we had risen to the challenge of the war on drugs the way that we could have and should have, the system of mass deportation would not exist today. The private detention centers that are locking up immigrants today wouldn't even exist but for the drug war that was waged with little resistance for decades in this country, and that birthed a prison system, a penal system unlike anything that this world had ever seen before.
Yeah, that's Michelle Alexander. She goes deep, man. Get that book, The New Jim Crow, Michelle Alexander. And with that, I got to say, what up, what up, what up? Enjoy the rest of your day, man. I love y'all. It's always Black first, And it's always love to all peoples. You know what I'm saying? Love your peoples, love other peoples, and build. Get your money. Get these stocks, man. I just made so much money off that Shiba Inu coin. Don't be the only one back there not getting money off of it, man. Like, dude, that Shiba Inu coin, the Bitcoin, all that, man, cats getting bread off of that. Like, we got to get our bread off of that before they shut us out of it, because they trying to shut our people out of it. So get your money now, man. Man, love y'all, man. Peace.